Welcome, bonjour. This is my group's final design project video. I am Jack Haskin. My group members are Erica Ruiz and Mateo Rocha. In this video, I will be discussing in length the methods our crew used to brew and extract coffee for our design competition, the data surrounding our brewing techniques, the different settings we used on the machines, and the energy output our brew cost us. Our group managed to brew some very delicious coffee. We know for a fact that this is true because our coffee was ranked top by everyone in our lab section. How splendid. We used 120 grams of green Tanzanian beans, which we roasted with 688 roaster settings, using 0.19 kilowatt hours of energy. After the roast, we lost about 18 grams due to chaff and volatile gases, leaving us with 101.4 grams of roasted coffee beans, which we sealed up and kept safe for later. On the day of the design competition, we cracked open the beans and ground them down at size 18, leaving us with 100.2 grams of ready-to-brew ground coffee. Our group decided to use the Clever Coffee drip maker, as we felt that this extraction method would yield the best results with the least amount of energy, especially the longer we waited for our brew. On top of this, the paper filter guaranteed that no coffee grounds would be present in our brew, which our crew agreed makes the coffee less yummy. We used 1,183.3 grams of water heated to 95 degrees Celsius, using 0.11 kilowatt hours of energy. We poured our 100.2 grams in equal thirds into 3 separate coffee drippers and equally distributed the water in each dripper. We let each dripper extract for 15 minutes to completely maximize flavor. After 15 minutes, it was up on each brew, we dripped our coffee into cups and poured them into the carafe. We lost 130.6 grams of water and 66 grams of spent grounds to the extractors in the filter, leaving us with 950.7 grams of delectable brewed coffee. For our group's mass balances, our original mass of green beans was 120 grams, and we lost approximately 18.6 grams of mass due to chaff and volatile gases, leaving us with 101.4 grams of roasted coffee beans. Our total mass lost while grinding the coffee was 1.2 grams, leaving us with about 100.2 grams of ground coffee. We initially heated up 1,181.3 grams of water, and after using it to brew coffee with the Clever Coffee maker, we were left with only 950.7 grams of caffeine, meaning we lost 230.6 grams of water to the coffee grounds and evaporation. The way we calculated our total amount of brewed coffee was by weighing our carafe before and after and subtracting the mass of the filled carafe, which was 1,675.5 grams, by the mass of the empty carafe, which was 724.8 grams. In terms of the beans that we used and the roast levels we selected, our team wanted to use the Tanzania beans. Over the quarter, we found that other coffee beans, like from El Salvador, had more citrusy taste and were pretty bitter, no matter how we roasted them. Other types of coffee beans, like the Robusta, were the perfect level of bitter, but tasted watered down and lacked a lot of the flavor. Tanzania seemed like our best option. In terms of the roast levels, our group did not like light roasts. They always tasted super duper sour. The darker we roasted our coffee, the less sour it tasted. So we wanted to choose to make a dark roast coffee using Tanzanian beans. In total, our group used 0.3 kilowatt hours of energy for our design project. Our main strategy for energy level reduction was avoiding extraction methods that use heavy energy, such as Mr. Coffee. The drip coffee brewers allowed us to extract as much flavor as possible without having to use energy in the brewing process. Using the refractometer, we measured a total dissolved solids level of 1.24%, perfectly in the ostensible ideal range between 1.2 and 1.3%. Our percent extraction measured at 11.6%, however, which was 6.4% lower than 18%, the lower bound of the ostensible ideal percent extraction range.
We did not have a chance to taste our coffee before the blind tasting, so we had no idea we were tasting our own coffee. We gave ourselves a 25 out of 55. Despite our best efforts, we still thought our coffee was too bitter. We liked the balance of the coffee as well as the fragrance of the body at the best. It was interesting to see that Carafe F turned out to be our coffee, given that we gave ourselves such a low score and how hard we tried to make a dark roast that didn't taste bitter or sour, but rich or flavorful.
While we brewed quite excellent coffee, our group had some ideas to improve the brew even more for the next time. In the future, using different beans with bolder flavor profiles would benefit the taste greatly, such as chocolatey or floral green beans. We went for a dark roast and used lots of water, but roasting lighter and using even slightly less water definitely would have conserved some energy. If we could have lowered the brew ratio even more, we likely would have been better off, particularly in the percent extraction department. Our groups also talked about even potentially integrating multiple roasts into the brew to get a fuller multi-bean coffee taste, which we think could have been delicious. We decided to stick to just one roast though, and it definitely paid off. This concludes our overview of our design competition roast. We hoped you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.